Oh, hello. My name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Welcome, guys, to my second video that I'm doing for most anticipated books for 2019. This is sort of my back half of the year kind of list where we talk about some books that I probably have already mentioned, but some books that I have not because we didn't have titles or release dates or there wasn't any buzz about them yet. Basically, it's just a good way to sort of check in on what I'm excited about for the rest of the year in terms of 2019 releases. Now, you guys should know, if you watch this channel, I'm excited about a lot of these. The chances of me getting to all of these, I mean, not great, just given the total docket of things that I want to read. But some of these are things that I have pre-ordered, some of these are things I have arcs for already, and some of these things are things I've requested, so I think I probably will get an arc for them. So I do think I'll end up reading a number of these this year, but not all. And this is just sort of letting you guys know what's on my radar so that maybe you can keep your eyes out for some of the things that are coming up in July forward. Now, when this goes up, I think that a couple of these may have already come out, so caveat there. Also, release dates for things change all the time. If things have changed by the time I post this, I will put that in the description box below. You can check the description box below for every book that I'm going to mention, and it will have what, at the time of the video going live, are the most current dates for these releases. So just caveat there that things change, but I've got a lot of books I want to talk about, so let's just get to this. Okay, on July 9th, Nora Roberts has Undercurrents coming out, which is her yearly standalone thriller. I actually have no idea what this is about, and it doesn't matter because this is a book that I read every year. Whatever her standalone little thrillery thing is, I'ma read it. We'll see if I enjoy it. I probably will, because I usually do, but doesn't matter, I'm still gonna read it. So that's July 9th. Then we have The Adventure Zone, Murder on the Rockport Limited. I have pre-ordered this, and Bethany was nice enough to give me a little sampler when she was at BEA, but I do have the pre-order coming to me. I know what happens in this graphic novel because I've listened to the podcast, but I really enjoyed the first graphic novelization that they did of the first campaign for The Adventure Zone, so I'm excited to see this one, and it's a technically isolated closed circle mystery, so love that. And then also on July 16th is Sweep of the Blade by Ilona Andrews. They just yesterday announced that that is going to be the release date. This is the edited, bound up version of a book that they have been publishing on their website that is a part of the Innkeeper Chronicles. This is Maud's story. Maud is a human, but she was married to a space vampire and has a half space vampire baby and has fallen in love with a new space vampire and is going home to meet the space vampire's family, and shenanigans ensue. It will be great. And then my last book for July is How to Hack a Heartbreak by Kristin Rockaway. And this is one that comes out on July 30th. And from what I can tell, it is the story of a girl who makes her own dating app, to get around the ridiculousness of online dating. She makes her own dating app for nerds or something. I don't know. It sounded really I'm into nerdy heroines and romances, especially ones who have their own businesses. I am a woman who works in IT, so I have a lot of sympathy for my fellow gals out there trying to get it in technology. So I've got that one just because I think that it sounds like a fun premise. Then I have 3 books that are coming out on August 6th that I am looking forward to. One is Trick Mirror by Tolentino, and this is a collection of essays. I don't know a lot about her. I did really enjoy her article that she did on incels, and that's basically why I asked for this arc. So I do have an e-arc of this, so I will be reading that one for sure. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really thought-provoking. So that's on the 6th. The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang also comes out on the 6th of August, and that is a sequel to The Poppy War, which I really enjoyed. I read that back in January, really enjoyed it. I'm actually hoping this weekend when I'm filming I might be able to get to that one, but I have an e-arc, so excited for that. And then The Right Swipe by Alisha Ray is coming out on August 6th, and that is a contemporary romance I'm really looking forward to. I've tried and enjoyed one Alisha Ray book before. This one has to do with the dating app. Again, theme, I tend to like that as sort of a trope in contemporary romance, just because as someone out here in the trenches, I can tell you it is all too real, the dating apps of it all. So those are the 3 that I'm looking forward to that are coming out on the 6th, and 2 of those I have as an e-arc, and then I pre-ordered The Right Swipe. And sorry guys, interjecting from the future because I forgot one, and that is Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers by Sady. Doyle is coming out on August, I think it's the 13th, and this is by the same author who wrote Trainwreck, which was sort of a feminist exploration of pop culture and history a few years ago that I really enjoyed, sort of talking about like women who make a spectacle of themselves and how we like to tear them down, and I think this is along the same lines. I really liked that book, so I'm excited to get to this one. It's one that I have pre-ordered. And then 3 that are coming out on August 20th that I'm looking for. So first is the Wallflower Wager by Tessa. This is the 3rd in a historical romance series she's been putting out. I absolutely love the first one. I haven't read the second one yet, but I've heard it was good. And Tessa is somebody I tend to auto buy and then like bank their books for when I'm in the mood. And actually even just saying this makes me think that maybe I want to go read that second one. But anyway, so that's coming out on the 20th. So I'm just like by definition excited for that. Then How to Be an Antiracist by Ibram X. Kendi is also coming out on August 20th, which is a memoir by the author of my second favorite book last year, which was Stamped from the Beginning, which was a history of racism against Black people in America. So I'm very excited to read this memoir. I have it as an e-arc. And then I pre-ordered The World Doesn't Require You by Rion Amilcar Scott. And this is a collection of short stories that has an alternative history America where I think it was in Georgia. There's like a portion of Georgia where there was a slave uprising and the enslaved people took control. So like there's a little part of America that ended slavery early. So I just thought that was a super interesting premise for a short story collection. So I have that on pre-order and I'm looking forward to it. And then the book that I am most excited about for the second half of the year comes out on August 27th. I have an e-arc and I'm so excited to read it. And that is Sapphire Flames by Ilona Andrews. Again, I love Ilona Andrews, just love them. And so I am by definition excited for the next book in the Hidden Legacy series. So that is it for August. Now moving into September, I have 2 romances that I'm really excited for. So the first one is Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. This is one that I have as an e-arc. I'm just excited. It seemed just very fresh, like kind of a lighter end of historical romance, which is definitely where my preference lies. I'm not into super like angsty or heavy historical romance at all. So I think that that will be a good fit for me. And then another one that I've already read because I had it as an e-arc and absolutely loved. I gave this 4.5 stars, and that is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. It is a contemporary romance that is a slow burn romance between an English teacher and a girl who works in like restaurants. They fall in love at a Ren Fair, and it's a bunch of adults unironically enjoying Ren Fair life, and there's like family dynamics and like learning to like value yourself again. It's just so good. Like it was so enjoyable. Exactly what I like out of contemporary romance. Yeah, 4.5 stars, really recommend. That one's coming out on the 3rd as well. And then on the 10th of September is the 10,000 Doors of January by Alex Haro. I've got to tell you guys, this is one where I purely have my eye on it based on the hype, especially coming out of BEA and BookCon. I don't really even fully know what this is about, but it's some version of like a YA mystery with like some sort of supernatural element, I think, in it. Again, I actually genuinely don't really know what this is about, but it's so hyped that I've got it kind of on my radar, and I'm going to be looking out for some more reviews in the lead up to it. And I don't know, from what the murmurings I've heard, there's enough things about it that are intriguing to me that I'm going to keep my eye on it. And then on the 16th is Beard With Me by Penny Reed. I actually haven't really made much progress in her Beard series, but this is the next one in her Beard series. That's a series I wanted to make more progress on this year, which I think I might do in the back half. So anyway, there's another one coming out in that series in September. And then on the 17th is The Widow of Pale Harbor by Hester Fox. This is one where it is like a historical Gothic romance. I really enjoyed The Witch of Willow Hall, which I read last year from Hester Fox. So I'm optimistic that I will also enjoy this one. It's sort of a mystery, and I try not to know too much about a mystery plot before I get into it, but I gather that there might be somebody accused of like witchcraft stuff. There's going to be a Pale Harbor. There's going to be a widow. I'm down. And then the last book for September I'm excited about. By the time this goes up, I will have already read because I'm about to do a buddy read of it. And that is The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring. Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany was kind enough to send me a copy of this. Actually, I should just show you guys that. this right here. So Bethany was nice enough to get me an ARC of this when she was at BEA. And yeah, it's about an Argentinian boarding school on an island, and there's like death and mystery. So I haven't read this yet, but sounds like it's something I'm gonna like. Okay, and then moving into October, first of all, there's one called The Bodies in the Library by Marty Wingate, and it's coming out sometime in October. This basically sounded like some version of a country house mystery in the spirit of an Agatha Christie, which intrigued me. So I might request this one as an ARC. I'm gonna see how much progress I make on my ARCs in July, and I may end up requesting this one. But anyway, it just sounded like kind of a mystery I might be interested in, so that's on my radar. Then, along with everyone and their mom, I pre-ordered The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which comes out on October 1st. Now, here's the deal. I didn't pre-order this because it's Leigh Bardugo. I pre-ordered this because this specific premise sounds really cool, namely that there's like a secret society at Yale and like a mystery. That sounds like something I'd be really into, so that is why I pre-ordered it. We'll see how I do with it because I'm not like a Leigh Bardugo obsessee, so we'll see how I do. I've actually never read a Leigh Bardugo. Shock horror. I think by the time you see this, I may have read Six of Crows just because I picked it from my mug, but I'm not sure yet. So anyway, side note there. Then there's another Beard book from Penny Reed that's scheduled to come out on October 7th, and I'm not sure if that's a real date, but I got notifications on both of those, so just side note. Apparently there's 2 of them coming out this year. And then there's also Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo, which comes out on October 8th. And that one's on my radar because it sounds like it is a YA fantasy heist book. And that's a trope combo I like. So I don't know if I'm gonna get that one or not, but it's something I'm kind of like keeping my eye on. Similarly, The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh sounds like the latest YA vampire thing, and I like me some paranormal, so I don't know, maybe. We'll see if that one ends up sounding good to me or not. And then next we have Faker by Sarah Smith, which is going to come out on October 8th as well. And that one is a debut contemporary romance that sounded good to me mostly because I think it's a fake relationship thing. And yeah, I don't know. Also, I gotta be honest, the cover intrigues me with like the little hard hat. I don't know. It just sounded kind of cute, and I'm always, you know, on the lookout for a contemporary romance I might like. Similarly, A Cowboy Under the Mistletoe by Jessica Clare comes out on October 15th. I have noticed that they're just moving their Christmas novel releases earlier and earlier every year. But anyway, this is the next in her Cowboy series that she's been writing. I really love Jessica Clare. I've really enjoyed the series so far, what I've read of it, so I will definitely be requesting that. And yeah, I expect that I'll like that one pretty well. And then the last thing for October on my radar, and this one I do already have an e-arc for, and that is Twice in a Blue Moon by Christina Lauren. It is the latest Christina Lauren. I will say that trope-wise, this one I'm not totally sure I'm gonna love just because it is a second chance romance, which is not always my favorite. I tend to think that people broke up for a good reason the first time, so I'm not always totally rooting for them to get back together. We'll see. That is also on my radar for October. We're rounding the bend here, guys. There's only a few more left. So for November, the first one is definitely going to be a pre-order audio situation, and that is The Witches Are Coming by Lindy West. I really enjoyed Shrill by Lindy West when I read it last year, and this I think is essentially about women coming into what have been traditionally male-dominated pop culture spaces, and I think that is a super fascinating topic. So I'm very excited for that. That date has gotten pushed once. I'm hoping it doesn't get pushed again, but right now it's at the 5th of November. Also on the 5th of November is the Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. And this is a contemporary romance that I want to read for 2 reasons. Number 1, it is set in Nashville, and I live in Nashville, and that made me excited. And 2, it's a bunch of dudes who have a romance book club, and I just love that as a premise. So I'm very excited for that one. I definitely will be reading it. And then 2 sequels that I am excited for and have pre-ordered both of these in physical form that are coming out on November 12th. The first one is Dragon Unleashed by Grace Draven. The first book in that series was Phoenix Unbound. That came out last year. I enjoyed that one. I gave it a 4-star, but I really loved the world, and I'm even more excited about this one in terms of its premise. Also, the cover is gorgeous. I mean, come on. And then the third in the trilogy of my Pride and Prejudice, but with dragons fantasy series is Flamebringer by L. Catherine White, and that is also scheduled to come out on November 12th. I have not yet read Dragon Shadow, and damn it, I will before this one comes out because I really want to read it. So I'm just excited because those are both sequels I'm pumped for. And then finally, 4 books I have my eye on for December. So first of all, sometime in December, in theory, we're going to get the second Iron Covenant book from Ilona Andrews. I absolutely loved the first one, which was Iron and Magic. That came out last year. I think that was one of my favorite fantasy books of the year. I absolutely love that book, so I'm very excited for the sequel. And again, for the 3rd time, I tell you, it's Ilona Andrews. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna be excited for it. So that's coming out sometime in December, allegedly. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets pushed into 2020. Then on the 3rd is the first thriller from Nalini Singh, who is an author that I really enjoy her work in contemporary romance and in urban fantasy, and it's called A Madness of Sunshine. I've got it pre-ordered. I'm very excited for this. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what she does with sort of the thriller genre, because a lot of her books do have some version of sort of either a thriller or suspense plot to them. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And then finally, I've got 2 books that are scheduled to come out on December 31st that I am looking forward to. The first is called The One for You by Ronnie Lauren. This is the 4th in her series about a group of people who survived a mass shooting at their high school when they were kids. And I really enjoyed the first 3, so I'm excited for the 4th. And finally, A Heart of Blood and Ashes by Milla Vane. Now here's the deal, guys. Milla Vane is the pen name of a writer named Mel Jean Brooke, whose Iron Duke series is one of my very favorite like fantasy romance type things. And then she like straight up disappeared. However, she also wrote 1 novella under the name Milla Vane, and it was everything. It was the first barbarian romance I'd ever read, and it was amazing. It gave me so many feelings, like all of the feelings. It was amazing, and now I found out that she's got like a full book of barbarian romance coming out on the 31st, and I'm like, girl, my body is ready, give it to me. So considering that I have descended into total darkness while filming this, I hope that the light was okay. I think it's probably time for me to wrap it up. That is quite enough books to be getting on with. I'm gonna guess that is a smooth 30 books. I'm always so ambitious. We'll see how that goes. If nothing else, I know I'm not going to get to all of these this year, but I hope that gives you guys sort of a flavor of things that are on my radar and maybe inspired you to increase your TBR, make some bad choices with me. You're welcome for being bad for your wallet and for your TBR. But I hope you guys found that helpful or interesting or enjoyable, whatever. Definitely let me know what books you are most excited about that are coming out later this year. And I think that will do it, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. And I think that will do it. Hope you have a great day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!